down, big world? It's KJ Cool here. Let's go. This is a trigger warning for anyone that suffers from snowflake-itis. This is a trigger warning for anyone that suffers from snowflake-itis. So most of you probably know by now that Frenemies has ended. Aww. And I think it's a good thing because Trish, she really needs to have some time off and sort herself out, yeah? Because I know she's in counseling. Well, she said 4 times a week. That's a hell of a lot of counseling. Man. But anyway... I don't know who's counseling her 4 times a week. It seems a bit excessive. Once a week is usually enough because you need time to process all the info you've taken in. But hey, what would I know? I'm just a freaking koala. But I'm going to break down why this happened and why I think Ethan is not in the wrong here. Trish is in the wrong, but she's in the wrong in the sense that she just shouldn't have been on a podcast whilst in such hardcore counseling because her emotions are as raw as the worst sunburn you've ever had. Emotional sunburn, if we may say.
Heath Ledger, Jake Gyllenhaal said Heath Ledger refused to make like gay jokes about it, like during the Oscars, and I don't know.
Is there a third pizza?
You're so not good about this. Okay, let's go to your stupid. Make sure that I don't like this segment. Just for the record, fan advice is a stupid segment.
Why?
But we can do it. It's so dumb. What's the point?
Okay, well, what, you want to talk more about what Brokeback Mountain, a movie from fucking like 10 years ago?
It's like a lazy podcast. Like, we're going to play games on the, like, you
know.
A
lazy podcast. You don't do anything for it. You just show up. We do all the work.
Oh my God, yeah, right.
Hey, don't touch me, bitch. What?
See, that's how Trisha feels. Don't touch me, bitch. Seriously, man, she needs to get off and just chill, work all those years of madness. There's a lot of years of madness that she needs to undo. What do they say in counseling? Say if you've got 20 years of living in a very dysfunctional way. This is not my thinking. This is what they say, the psychologists of the world. They say it's going to take 1 to 2 years to undo 20 years. So she's 33. She needs some good years, and thank God she's with Moses. I think Moses must be a very, very patient man, and he seems quite spiritual. This is why I think she has actually improved, because she's with someone that really cares about her and who's quite aware. Now, Ethan and Trish doing a podcast together, they've both got similar defensive personalities. Ethan is a bit more chill, but he will fight you to the end. I think that's why Gila always did very well with Ethan, because she just would roll her eyes, look at him and not say anything. So there'd be no ta-ta-ta. But with those two, man, it was always inevitable that this would happen.
How am I wrong?
In my opinion.
With what? I always contribute. You never had, like, first of all, when you were doing all the podcasts, it was like Keemstar, Jake Paul, like, and everyone's like, we're so sick of hearing about this because it's everything. Like, I saw on this, you had stuff from last H3. You just recycle H3 content on Frenemies. We spent one Frenemies rehashing all the stuff you said about Keemstar on H3 Live, which was 2 days prior.
Okay, it happened one time.
No, it's happened before where you just like bring up stuff that you've already mentioned, like, and it's fine. But
why are you attacking me?
You asked me, you said, tell me, and I'm telling you, like, just because you guys come up with everything doesn't mean it's good. It's recycled, a lot of it. So,
sometimes I forget what I've talked about, honestly.
But you're saying you have all this crew that does all this work for you, and nobody could remember that you talked about that 2 days prior?
I agree. Somebody should have said something.
I agree too, crew. You guys never do any research. You put Ethan out there in the live wide world interwebs, and he's never got a frickin' clue, brah. But Trish, man, you know you don't contribute. And the things that you do contribute, we can all see, like the dressing up, the eating all the time. You know, they're things that we've noticed along the way. But don't pull out that your ideas no one ever listens to, because I don't think you have any ideas. What? And yeah, you are attacking Ethan, actually. And you're being very unprofessional live on the worldwide interwebs. For real, for real, for real. And by the way, girl, don't think we forgot about you talking about our favorite iguana, Iggy Boo Boo, Eugenia Boo Boo, because you didn't have a clue about what you were talking about. And you said some of the most insensitive things I've ever heard about anorexia. Saying that you want to be as thin as that, and heaps of people do? Give me a break.
But I feel like you're so angry about this.
I'm literally not, but it's so funny.
Are.
I'm not. I'm angry when you say something.
You need to admit when you're angry.
You are angry, Trish, and you do need to admit when you're angry, because he is right. And I hate saying Ethan's right because he pisses me off a lot. But this time he is. Your emotions are so high that you're blinded. Can you see that, lady?
Ethan, I promise you, this is really is gaslighting. I go to a lot of therapy right now, and this really is. When I say I'm not angry, I'm not. It is like frustrating when you think you do all this work and like think, oh, we're doing all this great stuff, and it's like not that great. I don't get input on like people we hire, like all this stuff like that. I don't get
people we hire. Why would I ask you about people I hire?
Because it's frenemies and you take the budget for paying the crew. That's what you told me. You take highlights, you take 5% to pay the crew. No, so why don't I get any input on the crew or what we do?
These are employees of our
So why are you taking highlights and 5% of frenemies? You told me that it was to pay them, that they could be working
for production costs.
This is when we go into uncharted territory, when Trish becomes very unprofessional, talking about how much the staff are paid, how much she's paid, how much input. I mean, do you guys have meetings? I get the feeling that you guys do not talk about the show you're about to do. And that's careless. People behind the scenes give you zero research. They should be researching for you because that's what you pay them for, numbskulls. Secondly, you two should be having pre-show meetings. I know I'm not talking crazy talk here. This is just normal. Come on, guys, get it together.
And I feel like you're gaslighting me, to be honest, saying that you're not like frustrated about that.
But I'm not.
Because it really is a source of like every time something comes up where it's like, I hired somebody or this, that, and like, oh, you don't do that much on the show.
I'm bringing attention to it. I'm not upset. I would text you. I would tell you if I was. It always
comes down to, oh, you get this extra 5%. And so
because you're saying, why should I get an input on the employees? That's what you said. And
because
you brought up to me
they don't just work on frenemies. They're my employees.
Okay, but when I said that to you originally, you said, oh, we pay the employees. They could be working on other things. So why don't we have frenemies employees and I get input if we're spending 5% of the budget towards them?
I think that's not what it is.
That's what you said.
So then that's. But I don't remember. But that's
gaslighting is telling someone how they feel, and you're telling me how I feel, and I'm telling you I don't feel frustrated or upset. So I don't know what else that could be. How am I gaslighting you by telling you I'm not feeling this way?
Once again, why don't you have meetings about this type of ish, Trish? Is it because you like to cause all this drama to get views? I don't know. Are we going to see you crying on the kitchen floor soon? I can't wrap my head around people being this unprofessional, earning this much money. These guys earn millions of dollars and they're being this idiotic. I should be running this podcast. Give me a call. I'll get you guys back into it. And I won't be putting up with any of your BS. I won't be walking on the eggshells. I won't be calling you they and them because that's for organizations. It's not for people. And I just wouldn't put up with it. Too many freaking snowflake. But remember, I love you guys. But, bring down the snowflake level, the PC police level. That's all. That's my only hot tip for 2021. My gorgeous American lovers. Okay, now shush everyone. Let's get back to the action at hand. The breakup of 2021. The two biggest trolls on the interwebs. Yeah!
I was upset I wouldn't show up.
I'm just explaining. because you can be upset and still show up.
But I'm not upset, and that's what gaslighting is. Because you're saying I'm gaslighting you by saying...
You're not upset. You're perfectly...
Oh, wow.
You're in a perfect condition right now.
Okay. Wow. Holy cow, that's crazy.
So it's interesting because even though Ethan is generally an antagonizer, he's making a lot of sense here because Trish, we can all see you're upset. It's okay. It's okay. You just can't recognize it yet. And that's why you need to be off the interwebs while you're in the midst of going to all this counseling and opening up all these doors that have been locked for far too long. Because you're saying some really silly stuff. And in my last video about everyone's favorite iguana, you know what I'm talking about. You said some really bad stuff and Trish, rhymes like fish. I don't know if you understand what's going on in your head. You're triggering everyone. Look at Ethan. Oh my God, he's so triggered. And I keep telling you, your friggin' emotions are like sunburn. You can barely even touch your skin, man. Everything is just hooking you left, right, and center. You're not coming off that, what's the word? Nice. That was the longest pause to think of that word. Oh, yeah, I'm smart. Anyway, Trish, got one word for you. Kimmy, look at moi. Trishy, look at moi. One word for you. You got to get off the interwebs, okay? And just chill out, go and smoke a doobie with Arnie, and listen to Kermie playing the Rainbow Connection for all the people. All the people, the theys, the thems, the hims, the hers, all of them. They can all be there. Tell you one thing though, people, and this might really fire a lot of people up, but I'm sorry. You know the rainbow and how gay people think that they own the rainbow? I don't know how to break this to the community, but there's only one person that actually does own the rainbow, and it's Kermit. I'm serious. Don't come at me. I didn't write history. Just letting you guys know that Kermie is pretty upset with the LGBTQRSTUV plus community. I hope I got that right. I'm sorry. You keep adding letters on people's. Anyway, put the message out there. Kermie's pissed. And he just wants all of you to know he's got connections. And it's especially with the rainbows. Okay, come on. Enough of this serious talk. Let's get back to the action at hand.
I mean, I don't know how I just don't see what you just did. That's really
What did I do?
We have to end it now. Like, really.
What did I do?
We gotta stop for real.
Yeah, seriously, Trish. What did Uncle Festy do? Uncle Festy Ethan. Man, let's get deeper into this. This is a lesson, boys and girls, how to wreck a family. Don't do business with family and friends. It's an old wives' tale, but it's true. We're seeing it happen as we speak. There's a lot more emotion here. They're not just business partners. They're not just got a podcast. There is a lot going on. Let me tell you.
Really.
Okay.
Stop.
Trisha, let me just say,
The
I'm
fact,
sorry.
Ethan, that you just did that, you're right. You're
I don't know
right.
what I just
Nothing's wrong
said.
with you. But you don't know how much therapy I go to a week. I go to 4
But
Zoom
Trisha,
sessions a
you
week.
can't- I understand,
Ethan,
but- okay,
what you
all right.
just said was, you're right, Trisha. Everything's fine. That's insane. Like, the fact that you did that to me is, like,
It's
insane.
not insane. We're friends.
was
We're
so
having
nice.
a friendly conversation. I shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around everything I say.
All right, Ethan,
We
I'm
have
asking to end this. I'm asking
You can
please.
leave anytime, Trisha.
But then you're making this thing where we're not ending the show, and you get to sit here and be like, okay, well, that just happened, and you're eating pizza, and then
I will
joke
end
and
the
whatever.
show the minute you walk
All right,
off the
so let's
frame.
just end it, please.
So there you go. That's the breakdown. They ended the show. And then the next day, what happened? This video I made 2 days ago when this happened, and then now this has happened. So I'm going to show you the second part of Trisha putting out a video saying, I have finally their lips just going blah, 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 blah. I always think of that camel. So I thought I'd just let you in on something that really does make me laugh. Anyway, I just now want to say we're going to get into day 3 of all these mega responses of you are. And I'm not saying either are right or wrong. I'm saying they both have major parts in this. There's a lot behind the scenes that we don't know. Trish, you stepped over a boundary in talking about business on the World Wide Interwebs. Come on, man. You gotta keep this stuff behind the closed doors. There's some real shit going on. Look, I think that you'll understand that this back and forth, they're both exaggerating to the max, and they both have communicated incorrectly to each other or misunderstood communication to each other. And that's why it's just a back and forth, blah, 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 because no one's going to win in this. I actually can't believe you guys did these videos. And a part of me feels like, are you just doing this for views? Because it's bothersome. It's bothersome. But what I'm going to do is every time I think that they've exaggerated, I'm going to put it up on a big E up on the screen and go, ding! You're going to see how many times that they're just reacting and just being crazy to each other. Oh, God. See, 2 energies, 2 personalities like this, it's never going to work. That's why you always got, the straight guy and the funny guy. It's just how it is, man. I didn't write the rules.
We need to essentially fire everybody that's worked on the show from the beginning, find a new space, and change everything.
Call me manipulative all you want, but there is so much. Just saying, essentially fire everybody. Never once did that come out of my mouth. Never once did I imply that. I don't even remember saying, I will go through every single text message saying we need a whole new crew. It's so crazy. It's so much deflection because, again, my issue was and is with Ethan and had nothing to do with the crew. It is just a lie. I've never once ever replaced the whole crew. That's...
They've busted their asses every week to put on the best show possible. And so it is disrespectful and demeaning to them to be like,
We need to get rid of all of them and hire new people. The people who have worked their asses
He's such a
off.
liar. I've never once said, let's fire the crew. Never once said that. On my grave,
this is where maybe I fucked up, okay? Is that I was talking to the crew, being transparent with them. I was like, Trisha wants to hire a new crew. Obviously, that wasn't something I was going to commit to, but I was just like, I don't know what to do about this because this seems like it's not going to go anywhere.
When the crew found out she wanted to fire them all,
So I'm sure you guys got the gist of it. They both were exaggerating. They both misunderstood each other, and they're both pretty fired up. And there's one thing I know about right fighters, which they both are. They don't like being wrong. That's what a right fighter is. And they will fight to the death to be right. You guys know who I'm talking about. You've all met one, or you've all got one in your life right now. And the thing about them is that they will pick on particular sentences and words that you'll say, saying, I didn't say that. Okay, what did you say? Oh, and it's basically just the same meaning, but a different word. That's like word semantics. And this is the type of game that they're playing. Get off the webs, go to counseling. You guys need therapy, you know? I think so. Just let me call up one of my, therapists for you. So anyway, I've put in the bio the links to these full videos. They're hours long. And thank God Bo Black's snipped it up for us to see there because, man, he's awesome. If you ever want to check out anyone that is the word sleuth Twitter god, he has every receipt, every tweet that anyone's ever done. He makes videos on the drama community. That's where, I get a lot of my quick info because he just breaks down the tweets. But he put these clips together. They are hours long. Thanks, man. Shout out Bo Black. Blue! You the man. But anyway, I'm not going to go too far into the he said, she said, I didn't, you did, you are. Still one of my favorite lines from grade 1. Oh, you are. Best line ever. Still use it to this day. I didn't want to touch on too much that Trisha suffers from quite a few mental illnesses. Her words, not mine. And one of them being BPD, borderline personality disorder. Ethan is quite understandable. Like, yes, I understand Trisha has this, blah, blah, blah. He also suffers from depression, which I don't think is as bad as what Trisha's got, because I'm going to show you this last snippet, and I think it proved that Trish is all over the shop at the moment. I don't know whether she's always all over the shop, but when you start going to hardcore counseling, as I said, the cans of worms are all opened. The doors have been unlocked. Who knows what's going to come out? And that's why she needs to get off the interwebs. Just sort herself out, come back fresh. She's a funny gal. She can do better. And so can Ethan. Ethan is very reactionary. Anyway, what do you guys reckon? There's a hell of a lot to take in here, and there's a hell of a lot going on. But I just think when you've got someone like Trish who does have a lot of issues mentally, I'm not dissing her in any way in saying that, but she's doing a great job. She's sorting through them. She's working herself out. I mean, we all know how she was on talking about Iggy Bobo. She's got no clue. And she just needs to take a break, man. She's been on the YouTube for years. And it's no place to be going to counseling when you're on YouTube, because that's why stuff like this happens. She stepped way over boundaries, like way over. And of course, Ethan's going to get upset. But then again, he's also a right fighter. So you got a lot of issues all at hand here. Check out this last clip. This is why Ethan is just in bewilderment and befuddlement, because he explains this well. Check this bit out. This is my last bit I'm showing. This is a long video. Woo!
Video.
She hates the Uncle Fester costume idea that we pick all the costumes. And here's her message about it when I pitched it to her, originally. I sent her this picture. I said, costume idea? She says, laugh my ass off. Oh my God. This is one of my all-time favorite movies. Can we? I love her. She loves it. It's one of her favorite movies. And then she hates it. She doesn't even know who the character is. And it's all my idea. And, fuck me for even making her do this. It's like, I don't understand. What am I supposed to do?
What is wrong with you, Trish? You're making everyone just go, what? Go crazy. That's right. I mean, no one can handle that type of ish, Trish. You're not even making sense. And that's my point. Get off the interwebs because you're sending people around the twist. You need to go to the room of mirrors. Have a good long looks at yourself. And remember, everybody, don't work with family. Don't mix business with pleasure. You know it. You feel me? You do. For watching, and don't forget to use all those little jazzy hands on all the jazzy buttons, because it makes one little koala pretty happy. If you sub, please let me know. And you guys have been letting me know. Man, I've been sending some 50 years of vibes all day, every day lately, and it makes me so happy because these days, getting 50 years of free good vibes is a bloody baggin'. Cheers, boys.
It ain't all good. That's true. Things ain't going like things should. It's all on you. I don't care about what you think you see. The things you want to know when you look at me. God knows I done been through and paid my dues. Can't you try to figure this all on you?
I wish that you could be a little bit more upfront. Way the situation how you want. The loving that you claim is just a 4-letter word. The third letter's and tighten, so visualize the bird. You curved off face when you're handling the candelabra. So you're sitting on the big grand, transmitting like you made a man. But you ain't a funny face like a chick. When I see you, I'ma tell you quick that
ain't all good. That's true. Things ain't going like things should. It's all on you.